Hello, I'm Chuck Phillips, South Alabama Home Inspections, and I'm turning into Timber Creek. Probably should have cleaned my windshields before I came in here. And this neighborhood was started in the 1990s, and I would say more than half the homes in here are from the 90s through the 2000s, maybe 2010. I mean, they're probably still building some newer ones in here on vacant lots that still exist. Now, if you was to go down Pine Run, that would take you 1.5 miles according to that sign to the community center, but it probably goes further back than that. And this is also on a history lesson of this. This was where General Canby's forces camped. Well, they camped all over the place, but this was one of the major camps that they camped out during the Civil War. And it does have two entrances, or two exits, whichever you want to call them. It's got a really wide road that cuts from Highway 31 from where we came in, and this actually takes us out to 181. You know, I think that if I was to buy a home in here, I would want to be closer to these entrances or exits, because if you go back down on Pine Run, you know, like I say, it's further than 1.5 miles back. It could take you probably 20 minutes to get out of this neighborhood, you know, depending on the traffic. Now, this is a golf course community. You can see people out there playing golf. I don't play golf, but I've heard it's a pretty good golf course. There are some smaller homes in here as well, what I call patio homes. The majority of these houses in here are pretty big. I mean, they're probably 2,500 square feet and up. That was a clubhouse we just passed. I might catch it on the way back. And they don't have any divider lines on these roads. I don't think they want you passing on them either. I've inspected some houses in here. And I'm just going to do a U-turn. That would take you out at the mall right there. That's 181. And so this is the real estate office here, or one of them. Yeah, it says do not pass. This is a very nice neighborhood. I'm pretty sure it has an HOA. And those are the smaller patio homes down this road there. Those are right about 2,000 square feet, some of them are less. And the same thing on Pine Court. So these, I'm pretty sure, are going to be the smaller ones that's in here. That I think there could be some smaller ones at the very end of that other road back there to where we came in. That's the clubhouse there, guys. I've never been in it either, but it's pretty nice from what I've been told. You can see a lot of these houses kind of look the same. They have these complex roof designs, is what I like to call them. And just know, you can see the leaves are in that. Just know that the more complex the roof system, the more maintenance it's going to require, the more vulnerable to leaks it's going to have, and the more expensive it's going to be to replace. But they are pretty roof structures. I don't know how much damage any of these got during Sally. I'm pretty sure some of them got some tree damage. That Sally took down a lot of trees, so it's kind of amazing. I think it was as bad as Hurricane Frederick when it hit in '79. But not all of these houses are quite the same, as you can see. I mean, some of them do have a little bit different design than some of the others. See, that's the community center. If you was to go down Pine Run, there's probably some smaller homes down at the far end of that. Now, it does have red light protection on both entrances, or exits, however one will call them. Now, this is where one of the pools are. There's several of them in here. Recreation center, it's got tennis courts, pool, and there's another one back there at the community club at the 1.5 mile marker back. So anyway, this is Timber Creek, and so it's a beautiful neighborhood. It's walkable. It's certainly a neighborhood that I wouldn't mind living in myself. It's just that if I were to move in here, I would want to move closer to one of these exit points, because you know, especially if you have to go to work in the morning, you know, you could spend more time driving out of the neighborhood than you would be on the road getting to wherever it is you work. Thanks for taking the time to watch this, guys. I also have other episodes on this channel. I got a playlist dedicated to the neighborhoods of Spanish Fort. Gotta just run a red light. That's something else you got to watch for too. They'll run the red lights. So, and that's not just here, that's anywhere. But I'm kind of glad that I stalled a little bit coming out. And so I'm back heading westbound on 31. I might have said I was heading into that entrance earlier, eastbound. If I did, that's wrong. I'm actually westbound on 31. And they've actually just finished widening this road. I mean, they just completed it several months ago, so that's made it a lot easier to traverse this, you know, at least to the bridgehead up here in Spanish Fort and back to 181. So I'm gonna cut this short, guys. If you want to see the other videos, just hit the playlist and you'll be able to see some of the other neighborhoods that's in this area. That's Wakefield there. I'll just go ahead and cover these while I'm going by them. Wakefield also was built in the 90s. Most of those houses are 90s, and that's Wilson Heights. And these are older houses that were mostly built in the 60s, 70s. I don't think there's any newer ones in there built. And most of those houses are typical ranch style house. They're probably less than 2,000 square feet, most of them. But that's a pretty good area to consider if you're planning on looking at other neighborhoods, and depending on what size home you want to get into. And so anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this short right here. That was the only two neighborhoods. There's a couple more further up, but I don't want to make these videos any longer than they have to be. Thanks for watching.